Hello everybody, welcome to Fruits Basket episode, 13? I think we're on 13. I guess this is going to be the halfway point. I don't know. They haven't announced how many episodes this is. I haven't heard anything about us going on break, so I'm going to assume we're not going on break. That's good. We can keep going into the summer. Everybody, summer's going to kill me. With the heat and all the anime I want to watch, all of it will be reviewed, so that's all good. This episode was good, although once again, it was mainly focused on a new character, so not a lot in the form of forward progression of what is Akito and all that. Not a lot of that, but we got a new character and he's alright, so, you know, I'm not going to complain too much. I feel like I should complain about some things though. I'm very positive on this show, so I'm a positive person, but I gotta sometimes be negative. There's a bird outside. Huh, interesting. Let's crack on with the episode. So, the episode begins with Yuki and Toru tending the garden. Remember the garden that we introduced in like the first or second episode? Remember that? Because I forgot about it. And I was like, oh yeah, the garden. I remember that. Then Toru goes to make food because Yuki's hungry. His stomach rumbles and all that, and it's pretty good. And then she runs into some abandoned clothes, and I was like, we got a streaker. There's someone running around with no clothes on. And I was like, okay. Grab the shotguns and all that. Yeah. But no, it's a snake. And I was like, okay, it's a Soma, it's a Zodiac, right? Imagine if it wasn't, imagine it was just some random snake and it slithers up her skirt. Not her skirt, she wasn't wearing a skirt. Her clothing, a shirt. Shirt probably makes the most sense. That's what it slithered up, was her shirt. Yuki comes along, gets the snake, then all of them go back to the house, manor. House works, we'll go with house. And Yuki's like, let's cook this snake and eat it. And then I'm like, okay. Shigure seems to know him. Kyo is also, in a similar vein to Yuki. He does not want to see this person. Mainly just because he's a pain to deal with. His name is Ayame Soma, or Aya. I wrote Ayame a lot. Basically, he's Yuki's brother, but he's like 10 years older. So they don't get along very well. Well, we find out later they don't get very they don't get along very well at all. Or maybe not getting along is the wrong word. We'll get to that later. But yeah, then they have a bit of banter with each other. Then he steals Toru and runs to a restaurant, and the others don't try and follow him. I would be a bit more concerned, and I would follow. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna follow and make sure nothing goes down. But I guess they know him better. They know nothing shady would happen. Yuki and Kyo and Shigure know what's up. Especially Shigure, they're like besties after all. So this whole scene at the restaurant now is basically just like setting up what his character is. So he tells Toru that he and Yuki are not close at all because there's 10 years difference between them. It's not so much like they hate each other and they're malicious towards each other. They just don't talk, They just haven't interacted, haven't lived together, haven't done with that. I have a younger brother, so like, I couldn't imagine that because he's only 3 years younger, and I can imagine not talking to my brother. It'd be weird. So, yeah. Then he actually turned up to check on Yuki because obviously the Akito thing is like, I wonder if my brother's all right. Because he noticed that there was some distance. I guess he's sort of trying to deal with it. But then he's like, I'm repenting for my past mistakes. I'm like, okay. By the way, if I get anything wrong, I'm sorry. I'm working off notes because, I watched the episode, so it's memory and notes. But it's not like I have it like a teleprompter watching it. That would be helpful, although it wouldn't make for a very interesting video. I'm just like watching the episode again. I could make one of them reactions videos. I will never do that. By never, I mean give it 3 years, and then I'll be like, I'll do a reactions video. Yeah. But then Toru tells him about her mum, and she was all about talking about you got to meet people in the middle so you can get on with them better. Then they go home. Asks if Yuki hates his brother. Yuki says, no, I don't hate him. He's just difficult to deal with. He's a snake again, and they're bantering again, and Yuki yells at him, and that's like the end of this part. And I'm like, okay, this is like the first half of the episode. Basically, just an introduction to Ayame. I swear I wasn't looking at my notes. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, he's fine. He's not as of like now. I don't it's too early to tell, really, isn't it? It's one episode. You can't really make a well-informed opinion. But so far, it's like I'm like fine, but I don't particularly care. Is where I'm at with him at the moment, which is all right. Like, that's just how it goes. Yeah, that is just how it goes. He's fine though. I should just do this for like another 20 seconds. Like, yeah, he's fine, but I don't care. But he's fine. Short little intermittent works. Intermittent bit with first Ayame wakes up. He's sleeping in Kyo's. I was gonna say Kyo's room. He's in Kyo's bed. He stole his bed. Sleeping bed. What are they called? Futons. They're called futons. You can have more than one of them. Just don't share one. Like, what's up with that? I've always wanted to try one of them. Side note: getting distracted. Futon. There's like obviously they've got to be comfier than like a sleeping bag. Maybe not. I really want to try one. One day I think I'm gonna. I'll make a video about like trying a futon. Hashtag. I don't know. After that though, we get a bit more banter in the morning. He says he's going to sleep with Toru, and the others are like, nope, nope. School. Toru tells Momiji and Haru about it, and Haru's like, okay, guess I'm going to deal with this. And he goes off for a bit. Find out about that Ayame sells wedding dresses and nurse outfits and maid outfits. So I'm like, it's some sort of cosplay store? I mean, hopefully it's nothing too shady. It could be like kinky, that's fine. As long as it's not shady. There's differences. There's layers, you know. It's like an onion or a Shrek. Layers. Ogre, I'm not going to do an accent, that'd be terrible. Almost did an accent. It's fine, you know, I don't want to offend anyone. I like accents are cool. I'm not very good at them. So it always seems like an insult when I do an accent. I swear it's not. I'm just bad. The crew gets home from school and he's still there, Ayame that is, looking through photo albums with Shigure. Don't think I mentioned him, Hattori and Shigure are like besties. They're like the trio of terror. Trio of terror. That works. Sounds terrible actually. Trio of fun times. That's better. That's better. They were besties. They're looking for old photo albums and he's telling stories to try and get to know Yuki better. Like they're trying to bond, I guess. That's what he's trying to do. So, first story. To keep his long hair, he's got long hair. At school, he said he was royalty and the teacher just kind of gave up and let him have it. It wasn't like he was convinced. He was just like, just stop talking to me, please. I'll let you keep it. Which, that is a good... I want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. That's a good tactic. Don't try and like convince people. Just try and mamma them to death so that they'll just let you do it. I did that so many times at school. But I would just say, not like particularly stupid things, but I would just go around in circles with what I was talking. Like if I was like, I wrote this with a pencil, I'd be like, I wrote this letter with a pencil, and then I used the right angle of, you know, just make up things, and they're just like, okay, yeah, whatever, and they just keep moving. That's more often than not that worked, and I'm ashamed to admit it, but I got out of so many detentions and stuff doing that, so I probably shouldn't be promoting that. Do your homework, kids. That's where we're at. Another story, he was the student council president, and okay, so some students went to the pleasure district. Whether or not they did anything is up for debate. I wasn't told, but then he bailed them out by saying, direct your lust at me, and I was like, okay, nothing wrong with being like gay or nothing, that's completely fine, that's not the issue. It was more like, you blurted that out and there's parents there, there's like, I assume faculty, the students, you know, okay. If I would be concerned if the student council president was like that, and I was like, I mean, it's different well, I was gonna say it's different in Japan, it's different in anime, because I'd love to know if that's actually how it works, like, but I doubt it. It's always like, everything's exaggerated, and it's fine, but yeah, after all these stories, Yuki has the appropriate reaction of, please get out of this house, I don't want to see you anymore, which, it was half like bantering, like, half like, ha ha ha, get out, and half like, no really, you need to leave, you need to get out of my house, or his house, Shigure's house, which, you know, you could say it's undeserved, but he's a little creepy, you know. I wouldn't say he's necessarily bad. I don't think he's a bad character. The only one that really fits into that mold is Akito at the moment. All the others are like good to neutral, or neutral to good, it should be said. But yeah, I don't I don't know. I don't know. Ayame is a character that at the moment I don't have. I said I don't have a particular affinity for him at the moment. He does some weird things, but everything works out. Everything, everything works out. Everything will work out. I assume. I assume him and Yuki will get closer, and they'll all the Somas will team up to not fight Akito, but to like repel him, to tell him to leave Yuki alone. I think that's what's going to happen. Maybe. Final part of the episode, Hattori shows up to get Ayame, and he does. He listens to him because he only listens to Hattori. Where are we at? He's basically said Hattori has qualities he wants, so and then so that's why he listens to him because he admires him so much. They were like, this isn't a problem. Like if they're gay, that's cool, but they were like playing it up, but it was like ambiguous. It was like, is it a gay thing? Is it just a friends thing? I don't care either way. I'm not someone who's bothered by that, but the ambiguity is like, it seems like it's there just to, in case people are bothered by it, they can choose to look at it another way. Like I said, I don't care either way which way it goes, but yeah, interesting. Maybe I'm just looking too far into it. That could also be another thing. I do like looking deep into my anime. So yeah, what else happens? Ayame compares Hattori to Toru. They're like, you're very alike, and I'm like, aha, because Toru's going to bring all the Somas together against Akito. That's where I think this is going, because all of them that she's like met, she's like said something that's like inspired them, and I'm like, okay, she's like the key. Even if not Hattori, Akito doesn't like her because he's mean, and he is mean. But yeah, then at the end, Yuki thanks Haru for saving him at the next day, and Toru is sad that she didn't get to ask about what the shop was, and that was the end of the episode. It was pretty good. If this, for a halfway point, assuming this is the halfway episode, it felt kind of low key, because you'd kind of expect like a big epic thing, but it's a long series, 20, 25, whatever, 26. It's kind of to be expected, but man, I just want to know what's going on. I feel like the payoff's going to be massive. At least to me, I think it's going to be really good, and I'm enjoying this show so much. But man, I kind of want it to get. Now that they've introduced all the plot points, I'm very impatient. It's not bad. I'm just because I'm impatient. So like this episode, I was like, want to learn more, but I've lost track of. I think we're missing at least from the ending. I think there's like 2 more Zodiacs we need to meet. There's like 2 little kids. So I think we'll do that soon, and then they'll all be involved in whatever happens next. Poor Kyo hasn't really done much recently also, so let's get him some more screen time, please. That'd be nice. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about everything. New season's coming up of anime, summer season. I will be reviewing a lot of stuff, man. I made a video that I was like, here's what I'm reviewing, and since then I've just found like 10 more things I want to watch. So I've just decided to say like, okay, screw it. I'll review everything and I'll just put it out when I can. So I'm not having a schedule for next season. I'm just going to put things out when I can. So yeah, so that's extra reason to subscribe, because you can't rely on coming on the same time every day or every week. It'll just be out. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode and everything. This will be continuing, obviously, it's summer, and I will still be doing reviews for it and everything, because it's great. And I will see you next week. Bye, guys.